Dear viewers, we'd like to take you through a journey in our continent in terms of the work that we have done in the past 10 years since we were started in 1989. We have worked a lot in the region with government, we've worked with communities, civil society and private sector, and a range of other stakeholders in terms of trying to find solutions for some of the environmental challenges that are facing the continent. During this occasion, we would also like to take the opportunity to reflect back as well as look towards how we would be responding to some of the challenges that we are going to deal with in terms of environmental issues over the next coming 10 years.
For 30 years, the Stockholm Environment Institute, SEI, has lived to take the lead as a research center bridging the gaps between science and policy. SEI was founded in 1989 on the legacy of the historic 1972 United Nations Conference on Human Environment, the Stockholm Conference. SEI has 8 centers around the world, located in the UK, York and Oxford, the US, Asia, Center in Bangkok, Africa Center in Nairobi, Kenya, Latin America Center in Bogota, Colombia, Tallinn Center in Estonia, and the headquarters are located in Stockholm, Sweden.
SEI Africa is one of the 8 centers for the Stockholm Environment Institute. The center was founded in 2009 in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam. It was first hosted at the Institute of Resource Assessment at the University of Dar es Salaam.
25-30% of SEI's activities were in Africa. A lot of stakeholders thought it would make sense to be present in sub-Saharan Africa.
The room that we're in here, this used to be office for Stockholm Environmental Institute. They made very simple but very attractive partitioning.
I was the first intern. It was the time where they were implementing that agricultural water solution project.
I was more the main researcher in that project, which ran for around 3 years.
SEI was like a home to me. The tools development, the engagement with the interns that used to come to IRA and the SEI.
Leaving Tanzania was hard, but we wanted to be closer to our partners at UNEP and some of the organizations that had regional headquarters in Africa.
First launched in Tanzania and today hosted at the World Agroforestry Center, ECRAF, Nairobi, Kenya.
We went into negotiations to host SEI on our campus here, both so that we could advance the environmental policy work that SEI was doing, and also so that they would be a very key partner of the delivery work that we were doing as a scientific institute.
SEI Africa has established itself over 10 years now as a convener for policy and capacity building in the region. I think our strength is that we can connect both to academia, the university sector, as well as to policymakers at the national level and to local community level organizations.
SEI has for 10 years excelled in its role in supporting Africa's capacity in decision-making and sustainable development.
We have 3 priority program areas. So the first program area is on sustainable urbanization. The second program area we are looking at energy and climate change. And the third program area we are looking at natural resources and ecosystems.
SEI Africa Center is actually in a very good position, I would say, and an excellent position regarding the type of research activities and the policy links that can be done from here.
SEI Africa's approach is highly collaborative in providing experts on climate, water, air, land, energy, and cross-cutting issues in terms of governance, economy, gender, and health issues.
We started off with the Citizen Science Air Pollution Project together with our partners at University of York. As a result of that project and that intervention and interaction, we've actually started off with the Kenya Air Quality Network Association.
Community members were well informed of what air pollution is, what the various concentrations that were measured means to them.
Tulipewa training na watu wa ASCI na wakatufundisha badala ya kutumia stove tunaweza tafuta gas cooker, at least unatumia gas kwa sababu ndio ina moshi ile mbaya.
Wame save life. Kuangalia records za hapo nyuma na sasa kuna tofauti bi. Waza chukua ni kitu simple than na kumbe ni kitu na benefit watu kuchi. Ile information watu wana.
We actively engage communities through our proven modes of citizen science to empower communities led by development by localizing research approach.
NAWASCO is working with the SEI in relation to addressing the issue of the fluoride level in the water that we supply to our consumers, and they have involved them, collect samples from their areas, they bring them for testing.
I used the map to map the areas that had the stressful areas, the areas of exercise and the socializing areas.
We have sensitized the public on environmental impacts, how best to dump waste.
Some of the areas like where we are, there is a heap of garbage, and through them and through their efforts, the garbage that is nowhere to be seen.
I can also attribute the success of Ludhuli Avenue to urbanization program, because it's within the urbanization space where we created creative methodology of interacting with various actors to come up with a solution and visualizing the solution with the county government for them to get convinced and allocate resources to implement.
One of the projects I really enjoyed was working on geothermal energy development, geothermal power development here in Kenya. I mean, that was really inspiring, and then so we spent some time in Olkaria looking around the geothermal plants, and that was really interesting to see this.
Through highly active partnerships with our stakeholders, we make an even sustainable contribution in developing environment policy, intervention, and inclusion in Kenya.
Chamber is in partnership with the Stockholm Environment Institute currently, and the project we are undertaking together, which is dubbed the Switch Africa Green Project. Generally, this project is about enhancing sustainable consumption and production best practices.
We hit off with SEI at some point when they came to pay a farm visit, and they were very happy about what we were doing, and they took us in for a training.
For dairy value chain, we recently engaged several and mapped out several small medium enterprises with a view to support them and ask them to understand the best practices which they are adopting.
Celebrating 10 years in Africa also means recognizing the strong and continued commitment efforts of a team of researchers and experts in all various fields of expertise, working together to strengthen its capacity in offering quality policy research to the sustainable development for Africa.
I started looking particularly at sisal. This waste that is usually just burnt in the field has lots of sugars that can be converted to ethanol.
We've really addressed an important gap in water modeling in terms of bringing together sort of the biophysical side of water, how much water is available, with the demand and management side, so the people side.
So here we're looking at the schematic of the Mara River Weep model, and we have different river reaches that are represented in the model, as well as different water use types, such as domestic water users, wildlife, livestock, agriculture, and industry.
Our policy research is exceptional. SEI improves policy and decision-making to empower communities in localizing sustainable development.
I appreciate the relationship and the partnership we've had with SEI. We are becoming a city soon, and cities comes with itself with so many challenges. So to curb that, we'd like to have a policy to guide us on the way forward.
It's an opportunity for us to expand across Africa, and particularly to the Central and Western region.
One of the biggest threats to development in Africa at the moment is climate change. And so we know the priority of African governments is to really scale up adaptation. So SEI, of course, is working with governments at the national level, but also at the regional level in terms of finding out what are some of the opportunities to support adaptation.
As we celebrate our anniversary, we look back on 10 years of bridging science and policy in Africa. This is indeed a time for celebration.
Hongereni sana SEI.
Hongera sana SEI.
Hongera SEI Africa.
Hongera
SEI Africa.
I'm really excited and looking forward to the next 10.